Hello, teachers and parents, and welcome to Math Unlocked, where I get to offer you lots of math. Let me try that again. Welcome to Math Unlocked, where I get to offer you lots of math strategies for grades 3, 4, and 5. My name is Miss McCarthy. I'm the creator of McCarthyMathAcademy.com, and I'm on a mission to make math fun, make it click, and make it stick for you so that you can get out there and support the students that you work with. In today's episode, we will be breaking down a 5th grade skill involving adding fractions with unlike denominators. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it and let me teach you. 5th grade, adding fractions with unlike denominators. Whew. I'm letting you know right now that it can be a struggle bus to get going with this skill. I actually really like this skill, but it is a challenge for kids. It's overwhelming for kids, and I really encourage you to have some kind of anchor chart available to showcase the steps. That way they can get more familiar with it. But one thing that I always do when we get to fractions, because we're working in 5th grade, we're working with the 4 operations with fractions. We're adding fractions, we're subtracting fractions, we're multiplying fractions, we are dividing fractions in 5th grade, dividing with fractions. And it gets jumbled and we do different things with each operation. So here's what I tell my students. When you add or subtract, your denoms must match. Denoms, of course, being short for denominators. Your denominators have to match. Now, why do we say this? Because right away, you know that students are going to go like this. Oh, well, I know that 2 plus 3, that's 5. And I know that 3 plus 4, that's 7. So the answer must be 5/7. Oh, only it's not. It's not 5/7. That is incorrect. Because when we add or subtract, our denoms must match. And what are we doing here? We are adding. And let's take a look at our denominators. We have a denominator of 3 and a denominator of 4. Are they matching right now? No. We have to make sure that they match. So how do we do that? We need to find the LCD. LCD, that stands for the least common denominator. Honestly, we just need a common denominator at this point, but we want to encourage them to find the common denominator that is the lowest one, the least common denominator. So how do we do that? Well, we take each denominator, 3 and 4, and we skip count. Okay, we skip count those denominators until we find the least common denominator. So let's count by 3s. I'm going to use the multiplication mashup to help with this. So counting by 3s would be like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I could keep on going, but let me see if I've got a match with my 4s. So I'll sing the 4 song, which is 4, 8, 12, 16. I'm going to stop right now because woo and woo, we have 12 matching. That is our common denominator that we see first. The least common denominator. Okay, LCD, least common denominator. Great. So we figured out what the least common denominator was. Now let's go ahead and rewrite. We're going to rewrite our fractions. I like to do it right underneath the problem. So here's my fraction, here's my fraction. We need our common denominator. Let's plug in our new denominator, which is 12. We know that we will be adding these. So let's recap what we've done so far. First step, we're like, hey, these denominators don't match. Second step, let's find the least common denominator. It's 12. Third step, rewrite the fractions. But first, we got to figure out a mission here. We got to figure it out because somehow we went from a denominator of 3 to a denominator of 12. How many times does it take to get from 3 to 12? Well, guess what? We already did that. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. We multiplied 3 times 4 to equal 12. Whatever we do on the bottom, we got to do on the top. So same on the bottom, same on the top. So 2 times 4 is 8. Again, these are equivalent fractions. They are equal. We're just manipulating the fractions so that way we can add them because they need to have a common denominator. When you add or subtract, your denoms must match. So we got the first fraction. Now let's look at 3/4. Okay, put on your detective hats because we went from 4. And then we got a denominator of 12. So how many times did it take to get there? We already did the work. It's 1, 2, 3. It took 3 times to get there. Okay, same on the bottom, same on the top. So 3 times 3 is 3, 6, 9, 9. When we add or subtract, our denoms must match. Are our denominators matching now? They are. So all we have to do, okay, our denominator just slides across. 8/12 plus 9/12. All we're doing is adding up the numerators here. This is the numerator, this is the denominator. We add the numerator. So 8/12 plus 9/12 is 17/12. That is an acceptable answer. This is called a fraction greater than 1 because the numerator is greater than the denominator. Back in the day when I was in school, we used to call this an improper fraction. Some people still might refer to it as improper because that numerator is greater than the denominator. In most instruction now, we say that it's a fraction greater than 1. We also need to be able to convert, sorry, I hit my microphone. We also need to be able to convert this into a mixed number. So we have to pull out some wholes out of here. So if we have 17/12, that could also be 12/12. I could pull out one whole there, plus 5/12. See what I did there? I said 17/12 equals 12/12, that's one whole, plus 5/12, which would be one whole plus 5/12, which equals 1 and 5/12. So this would be our mixed number. All right, and both of these answers are appropriate. In fact, we encourage students to provide both answers when it's a fraction greater than 1 to get the fraction greater than 1 and the mixed number. So then again, to recap, what did we do here? We said when we add or subtract, our denoms must match. They weren't matching, so we found the LCD, the least common denominator. Then it was time to rewrite our fractions using that new denominator of 12. We had to figure out what each fraction was being multiplied by to create that new fraction. Then we added the numerators, slid the denominator across. If it's a fraction greater than 1, you find your mixed number 2. As you can see, there are clearly a lot of steps here, okay? So how are students going to get better with the steps, with the process of adding fractions and subtracting fractions is very similar too. How are they going to get better? They will get better with practice. Practice makes improvement here, so make sure that you are providing lots of practice, and if you need some help with providing an opportunity for a safe place for practice, I really encourage you to stay tuned because I'm about to break down some next steps that you can take if you need some more help with this skill for your students and other skills. So let me break that down for you. I hope you found this episode to be helpful. If you did, please let me know by hitting the like button. And if you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. It's an easy way to support the content that I bring to you for free on YouTube. If you're a teacher or a parent, especially in Florida, you'll definitely want to check out McCarthyMathAcademy.com. Here is where I offer fast math freebies, including a playlist of fast math-style problems and video lessons to support your teaching. For those ready to dive deeper, check out Taking on the Best, a monthly membership packed with video lessons, student guides, extra practice, error analysis videos, math tasks, mini assessments, and much more, which are all strategically aligned to Florida's best standards. With 3 levels, bronze, silver, and gold, you can choose the support that best fits your needs to promote student growth and skill mastery. Would you like to take Taking on the Best for a test drive? You can sample 1 standard per grade to find the right plan for you. Do that by simply requesting a free trial. And if you're gearing up for the final fast math assessment of the school year, definitely check out Taking on the Fast, a 15-day countdown series with video lessons and fast-style math problems. Start with a sneak peek of day 1, and when you're ready, you can make a one-time purchase. And if you're thinking about the gold plan for taking on the best, good news, taking on the fast is included in your membership. While many of my followers are in Florida, I know that there are teachers and parents everywhere looking for support. That's why I created McCarthy Math 155 with 155 video lessons for each grade level, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You can also sign up for a free trial to McCarthy Math 155 to explore it before signing up for a monthly membership. And finally, if you've enjoyed my math music videos on YouTube, you can also jam out to ad-free versions on my website. You can find all the links below, and please feel free to email me with any questions that you have. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Until then, get out there and make the world a little bit brighter in your own special way. See you next time.